Hi everyone, Valentina here. Thanks for joining me. This is my second year to present for Virtual Conference and I am really excited. This year I'm going to share with you one of my very favorite strategies. It's called the Picture Word Inductive Model, and some people might know it as just a simple picture talk. There are many variations of this strategy. And so I'd like to share with you what I know about the picture word inductive model and how powerful it is. We'll be using the hashtag Virtuel18. So if you follow this hashtag on Twitter, you can chat with me about it, ask questions, share, and just follow along and refer back to it also. Our goals for this session are that you understand what the picture word inductive model is and how you can use it with ELs to grow them as listeners, speakers, readers, and writers. I really want you to be able to, I want you to leave this session understanding how to use the picture word inductive model with any content area, any grade level, and feel confident in this strategy. So I want you to imagine for a moment that you're a language learner. Let's say, for example, that you've moved to a new country like Serbia, which is where I'm originally from. And you're sitting in the classroom and the teacher's talking. So here's an example. Zima je jedna sezona. U zimu sneg pada I drveće nema lišće. So if the teacher is just talking to you, you might have a hard time comprehending the oral speech. But let's try it this way now. Zima je jedna sezona. Zima. Ovo je zima. Sneg pada u zimu. Sneg. I drva nema lišće. All right, you can see how powerful visuals are. What we know is that our brain processes visuals very differently than we process written and oral language. So visuals are more richly imprinted in our brain, and that is why I love the picture word inductive model. The picture word inductive model is a research-based model that really incorporates all language domains while still accessing prior knowledge, building background, and building vocabulary and language structures all at the same time. And it really, truly is amazing. I've been actually using this strategy for many years before I even knew what it was called. And now I'm just refining my strategy and use of it. So how do I use the picture word inductive model with students? Let me share with you a little sequence. So I'm going to play this video and I want you to watch a demonstration. This is just a very quick demonstration of the picture word inductive model. And while this is playing, I'm going to move away from the screen for a moment. So for this picture word induction model or picture talk, on day one, I present the picture on a large screen and title it in front of the students. So for this picture, I might title it Fishing Trip. And anything that I label or title in front of the students, I like for them to either echo read or choral read with me. So I always have them participate in that way. After we title it, then I give them time to talk with their partner or in a group about the photograph. And I want them to talk about everything that they can see. And I like for them to talk about it in parts of speech. So initially, I want them to talk about all of the nouns, the people, places, and things that they see in this photo. So they turn and talk, and I give them time to do that. And then I either randomly call on students, depending on the size of the group, or I just let them popcorn out to me and share with me all of the things that they discussed. What do they see? And I label as they talk. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of some things that they might have called out on this photo. They might have said that this is a woman, and if they didn't say, then I might also say we can say that this is a lady as well. Arm, they might have said this is her head. Shirt, jeans, bracelet, sunglasses, fish. We could go on and on to label the entire photo. And then the next part is I would ask them to put their heads together once again with their partner or group and discuss all of the adjectives, so the words that tell which one, what kind, or how many to describe all of the nouns. And then again, I would randomly call on or let them popcorn out the answers. So they might say the blue jeans, the white shirt, the big gray fish, one young woman or lady, black sunglasses, brown hair, and so on, gold bracelet. And we would even move on to talk about what everyone is doing, so the verbs in the picture. So they turn and talk, and then once again, we label the verbs in the picture. So maybe the fish is flopping. He's also hanging. The arm is lifting. The hand is grasping. The woman is fishing. And so on. And you notice that I used color coding. I like to color code all of my parts of speech and keep that consistent throughout all of my picture word induction models and picture talks. So that's all done on day 1. And if there's not enough time, then that might extend to day 2 as well, depending on how detailed the picture is. So then on day 3, I let them talk about the picture using the words that we labeled, and I want them to construct sentences. So they discuss with their partner or their group using the labels. They construct their own sentences. And I often give them some sentence stems to help them, but not everybody has to use these sentence stems. So in this picture, once I have it all labeled and they know that this is about a family, the sentence stems might vary. So one example would be, the family is, there are, and maybe even there are 2, and so we're making an extended sentence. It is, and maybe some sentences specific to a person. So the mom. We also want them to make inferences. So I can infer that because, maybe I can infer that it is warm because everybody is wearing short sleeves. And those are things we can label as well in the picture. So the kids will get as detailed as they can, and that'll help you make your sentence stems. So that's day 3. And then on day 4, you're going to actually write out the sentences that you create as a class. Now, the picture word induction model is flexible, so you might make a variation of this. And okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I think you get the picture. You get the picture, and the idea. I'd like to share with you a few other examples. So I want you to think about the power of using the picture word inductive model in all content areas. For example, in social studies, here's a picture of the Boston Tea Party. You label it Boston Tea Party, title it, Boston Tea Party, and then have students talk about what they see, the nouns, the adjectives, the verbs, and label it fully, and then create sentences out of this picture. And then suddenly students have their own word bank for the Boston Tea Party that they can use for their own paragraph about what is happening, what happened at the Boston Tea Party. But there's so much in social studies, so much rich content that we can use to help students understand social studies. Just thinking about other ideas as well. It's not just social studies, science too, labeling the life cycle of a butterfly or the food chain, or even in math and social studies, when science, when you're using graphs, something like this, having students label the parts of a graph and talking about what that means, the parts, and summarizing that information is so powerful. So just thinking about the steps that we go through in picture word inductive model. Number 1, it's going to be really important to find a picture that is relevant and compelling and ties into the theme or unit that you're teaching. And then project it really big for students to see. Some teachers give every student a picture as well, and that's up to you and if it's available. And then step 2, on day 1 with students, you're going to title it. So the teacher titles, and then label as a class. And like I said in my demo, I like to have students talk about the parts before I actually do the labeling in front of them. And you saw all that vocabulary building that was happening. So even if a student doesn't say a certain word, you can build in that vocabulary. So we're accessing prior knowledge, what they already know, but we're also building new vocabulary with our students. And then step 3 is use those labels to create sentences. So once we have all the labels, we're first creating oral sentences, and then we're putting those sentences into writing and into paragraphs. So those are the 3 steps. Here are some resources you can use. The beautiful yellow book, the ELL Teacher's Toolbox by Larry Ferlazzo and Katie. Specifically, page 124 is all about the picture word inductive model. So I highly suggest this book, not only for the picture word inductive model, but also for all the tons and tons of other awesome lessons, strategies, and methods here. This resource right here, you can find this on my blog, and it's a free download. On one side, I give you the suggested daily sequence, and on the other side is just information about, how long it takes to do a picture talk or picture word inductive model, and some questions that you can ask students during that time, and just information in general. And this is also a link to my blog where you can find more information. And so here's my information. You can find me on Twitter at ValentinaESL. My email address is here for you also. And then my blog, elementaryenglishllanguagelearners.weebly.com. I also write a blog for Middle Web, which is the Unstoppable ELL teacher. So if you need more information or would like to contact me, feel free. I'm happy to help, and I love to share with all of you. So thank you all so much, and feel free to share and have an awesome day.